Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Now, one of the trending videos and issues of discussion recently was that of Chief Nicholas Ukachukwu, the chairman and chief executive officer of the SNECOU Group Limited, that's SNECOU Group Limited, who lamented the demolition of his investment on 214 hectares of land in the Asokoro District of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, he lamented that the demolition was carried out without court order, despite pending two valid court orders from two separate courts restraining the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike, and the Federal Capital Territory Administration from tampering with the property. Nicholas also alleged that the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, ordered the demolition of the estate, shouting, "How can all this land be given to Igboman?" That Nyesom Wike shouted, or that he was shouting as the demolition was going on, that how can all this land be given to Igboman? Now, to be frank, when I heard this information, I had my reservations about it, because normally when Nyesom Wike is carrying out some of these activities, they used to carry the media along. So I made contacts, I talked to some people who are covering the FCT administration. Some people I know, whether they are aware of this. But Nicholas Ukachukwu was on Channels Television. He also talked about this. So I had my doubt about it. But knowing who Nicholas Ukachukwu is, I look at it as, how can he just fabricate this? So you can imagine my excitement when Nyesom Wike on April 2nd, that was on Tuesday, had an audience with select television channels in Nigeria, the AIT, Channels Television, and Television Continental TVC. I wanted to see whether that issue will come up. This issue will come up, and eventually did. And Nyesom Wike was asked about this matter. Nyesom Wike claimed that Ukachukwu did not have the approval of any minister in the acquisition of the land. And Wike said that land grabbing in Abuja is becoming rampant because some officials in the land department of his ministry, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, had compromised. And Wike said this, and I quote, he said, "This land by this so-called ethnic jingoist talked about was allocated when there was no minister. The minister left on May 29, 2023. By June, the land was allocated by the Director of Lands. we all met and agreed that nobody should do anything on the land until we are able to take final decision. You know what happened? These guys thought they were too smart and they started selling the land. That was what he said, part of things he said in this respect. But Wike did not address the allegation that he said, how can all this land be given to Igboman? He didn't address that. The only thing he did was to call Ukachukwu an ethnic jingoist. Now, if what Ukachukwu said is true, because we may never know, but if it was true, this will pass as a classic example of Igbophobia that former President Olusegun Obasanjo talked about not too long ago. But incidentally, Nyesom Wike himself is considered to be Igbo. But Nyesom Wike often deny being Igbo. He told Dele Momodu in an interview, Dele Momodu is the publisher of the Ovation magazine, and he was the director of strategy, director general of strategic communication to Vice President Atiku Abubakar's presidential campaign in 2023 presidential election. There was an interview that he had with Nyesom Wike, where Nyesom Wike insisted that he's not Igbo and that he is Igbo. To me, I have no problem with that. People can choose whichever identity that they want. You cannot choose another person's identity. I remember Sunday Olise, the former Super Eagles captain and later coach. He was on a TED Talk, and out of the blue, he now said that he is sorry to disappoint you or something to that, of that nature, that I am not Igbo. Now, out of the blue, I don't think there was any need for him to say that, but he said it anyway. So when he said that, I also noted it like so many other Nigerians. When I was writing the book, The Igbo Phenomenon, Secrets of the Enduring Weight of a People, Sondolise was among, when I was talking about the Igbo successes in sports, when I look at what I was talking about or writing about the Super Eagles, I deliberately did not put Sondolise there. Sondolise is from Delta State. Stephen Okechukwu Keshi from Delta State. But I included Keshi among the Igbos, but I didn't include Olise, because Olise, I have seen him said it with his own mouth that is not Igbo. So that's why I'm saying that those things like that are very self-explanatory, that you don't need to stress much about it. So I didn't include Sondolise among the Igbos that I wrote about. Then in the last Nations Cup that was held in Ivory Coast, Olise was talking to Channels Television. They were talking about other Channels Television or TVC, and they were talking about how sports bring Nigerians together of all ethnic groups and stuff. And maybe Olise now is having a rethink. He now said that, he said, like those of us, they call us Delta Igbo. So Olise is not even sure what he call himself now. He said that is what they call us. They call us Delta Igbo. So even at that, suppose now I want to do an update on the book, I'm not likely to still add Olise, because from what he said, he's talking about what people call them and not what he called himself. So that is my take on this, because I believe that you can call yourself whatever you think you are. But it is also instructive to note that in Rivers State, where Nyesom Wike was governor for 8 years, Asare Dokubo, one of the ex-militant leaders in Niger Delta, when he was listing those who have governed Rivers State, he listed Fubara among the judges who have governed Rivers State, and then he mentioned Nyesom Wike, Peter Odele, and Chibika Amechi as among the Igbos that have governed Rivers State. He didn't say that they are Ikweres. Asare Dokubo, who should know better, listed them as Igbos. Of course, I know that Amechi has always been frontal in saying that he's Igbo. We don't have to debate about Peter Odele's. We know where he's from. Okay? But if Nyesom Wike could not convince Asare Dokubo that he is not Igbo, Asare Dokubo, who is from his state, if he could not convince Asare Dokubo that he is not Igbo, I do not think whether distancing himself from Igbos in Abuja will be able to convince the average man or average Almajiri on the street of Sokoto or Kano or Kaduna or Katsina that Nyesom Wike is not Igbo. Perhaps he is doing it for political expediency, if that is the reason, because if you are to go by what Obasanjo talk about, the Igbo phobia, somebody who has presidential ambition like Nyesom Wike, perhaps he may think that admitting that he is Igbo may handicap his presidential ambition. Okay, because there are those who are saying that an Igbo can never be president of Nigeria. Okay, so perhaps it makes political sense to say you are not Igbo. But I'm among those also who believe that while Igbophobia exists, it is not overwhelming. Because if it is overwhelming, Peter Obi could not have done so well to the level that many strongly believe that he won the 2023 presidential election. Because Nigerians gave him a national mandate, but the political elite denied him the opportunity to be president, just the same way they did to Chief MKO Abiola. Many believe strongly that he won that election. So if Igbophobia was so overwhelming, I do not think that P2B will enjoy the kind of national mandate and the national support that he's still having up to this day. Okay, so which means that you don't need to deny your Igbo-ness if really you are good and you have the capacity. Nigerians will see through it, and Nigerians can vote overwhelmingly for you. If that is the logic for denying where you come from or your ethnicity or your identity. That is my take on it, because while I agree that Igbophobia exists, because Igbophobia is not only existing with particular to the Igbos, there are other phobias. Even in Nigeria today, you can also talk about the Fulani phobia, because the Fulanis are also not finding it. A lot of people are anti-Fulani in Nigeria today for several reasons. So it is not a new thing. Ethnicity and politics in Nigeria, ethnicity and religious division. It's not anything new in Nigerian politics. It had these two issues have really defined Nigeria's political trajectory over the years. But Nigeria has shown that it can overcome them and achieve national unity. Like what happened to Peter Obi. If you look at Peter Obi, ahead of the election, Peter Obi did not have the political muscle, financial muscle for that election. Unlike his major competitors, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has, on a personal scale, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has a deep pocket. Somebody who has Lagos in his pocket since 1999. So you can know that he has one of the largest, if not the largest, political war chest in Nigeria. Okay? And then he had the support of APC governors, who are the majority of governors in Nigeria. And you know what it means. Then you have Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, himself somebody with a deep pocket. And he had some rich PDP governors from rich states like Delta State, like Akwa Ibom State, like Bayelsa State. These are oil producing states that were backing Atiku Abubakar. Yet, Peter Obi performed so well that he was on the verge of winning until, like Lai Mohammed said, INEC deliberately stopped the transmission in real time of the presidential election results from the BVAS to the INEC IRF. I didn't make this up. Lai Mohammed, Minister of Information, said the INEC deliberately stopped the transmission of the results. And at the end of the day, the result is what it is today, and we are living with the consequences of that action. So you can see that despite the fact that Igbophobia exists, as we all could see by now, and if Obasanjo tells you that something exists like that, you don't have to doubt Obasanjo. He has seen it all. He is probably one of the most nationalistic and the most patriotic leader this country has ever produced. Okay, no doubt about it. He's not just one of, he is. He remains the most patriotic, the most nationalistic of all the presidential, all the people that have governed, that have been president of Nigeria. So if he tells you that Igbophobia exists, you don't have to doubt it. But I don't think it is so overwhelming that it cannot be overcome, as Peter Obi showed clearly that despite Igbophobia, an Igboman could be elected president of Nigeria. The only thing is that next time, Nigerians should not only vote for an Igboman who is qualified for the job, but defend their vote the same way that the Senegalese defended their votes. And you have a young man in his early 40s. Imagine the president of their country. That is what I have to say about this matter. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And then there's a question I want to finish this video with. Can an Igbo be Igbophobia? Can a Jew be anti-Semitic? You can tell me what you think on the commentary box. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.